Hello, everyone, and thank you, Andrea, and allow me to speak right after him to talk about the ecosystem and the journey of Alibaba on RISC-V. Alibaba is a pioneer in high performance, and to pioneer into this untouched area, it is not only the technology that matters, it really is how do we maturalize the ecosystem. And aiming to provide infrastructures so that the end user can migrate from what they have done before, and then to build innovation on top of it is actually a big challenge. From 2019, when we first launched the C910, nobody can ever think of 6 years later, this kind of high-performance CPU can be so widely adopted. From proof of concept of server, to automotive, to even real-time financial transactions, this kind of high performance has really been used more than we can think of 6 years ago. And in this journey, when we look back, there are some good practice that I want to talk about and share with all of you. First, we open sourced the C910, which made a huge difference. Today, more than 80 papers cited C910 for academic study. And engineers are also studying the C910 based on Apache license. As far as we collected, as of today, there are more than 20 IPs, commercial IPs, that are really implemented on top of open C910. Another big event, we, the Alibaba team, actually implemented the first RISC-V CPU running above 2 gigahertz. It is not only to provide that RISC-V can do very good in high performance area, but it also provides a platform, the TH1520, to run various Linux OS as well as AOSP. Based on TH1520, we worked with multiple partners, and we made several developer boards for communities and also for developers. And our smart developers are not only doing projects that you see, for example, the Sally Rally, the digital avatar, and much more. And also they are doing some really meaningful projects that can bring them to products. Let me throw in some of the example. ISCAS, the Institute of Software Chinese Academy of Science, they actually released the world's first RISC-V laptop that has excellent user experience. They not only built the physical laptop, but they also built the full software stack on top of it. They try to optimize the power, the GPU, the codec, so the user can really have a seamless experience when they use this kind of RISC-V laptop. Based on the same hardware, TH1520, they also implemented the RISC-V AI PC, which they do a lot of work to run the AI frameworks, as well as having the large language model optimized. Another example will be the carriers. So one of the examples that we see is China Telecom. They actually find the capability of RISC-V CPU plus codec, and then they have implemented tens of thousands of these tele-VPU transcoders and bring them to the carrier infrastructure. As many of you already use ByteDance or Xiaohongshu as a very popular apps, this kind of infrastructure can save the cost significantly. So what we have been told is they actually save the hardware cost for more than 80%, and they also reduce the overall cost for 20%. And based on the volume, this kind of saving is very, very valuable for the carriers. And RISC-V can do very well in helping, and they can become very competitive. We also have shown a demo in the China Summit. I don't know how many of you have ever tried it, but it is really a very smooth playing game called Black Myth Wukong. And it is a very small box. One side connects to the cloud, the other side is what you see, a very tiny small box. So that demo is a truly demonstration that we can do very well with cloud edge solution, and it can have an integrated system in a very compact box. And that one is also based on the TH1520. And not to mention, there are a lot of robotics projects that are going on right now. And it is not only for hobbies, but also for commercial. And right now, we're even exploring the industry application use cases. So all these great works and products, while very successful, they streams more requirement to have C910 to better accommodate more requirements. And we have seen from more than 50 customers that evaluated or licensed the C910 or C920 to have C910 basically gets involved. We collected 129 original requirements from our customers, and we also fixed more than 30 bugs from the open C910 for the past 2 years. And right now, as we are evolving the C910, we also see that it's been widely adopted in a lot of the high-performance area. For those of you who have engineering background, might find this kind of representation very familiar. It is, in fact, a forward pass as well as a feedback pass. So I think this works not only for engineering, it also works for the ecosystem growth. The power of open source is a display of how good the initial product is. And just like what we did, we have a hardware platform that enables software porting, enables application exploration. And we believe that from getting the feedback of the market, we then be able to find the difference, what RISC-V can do better, what it can create, and what it can innovate. Now, as we gain more confidence from C910, we are ready to take the next step and go to the even higher performance regime. So we have a server class core C930, and that is fully compatible with RBA23, as Andrea mentioned. And it also met the 81 mandatory and optional standard, and we believe it's going to equip the industry with some new platform soon in the future. In the C910, it also have an AI and a DSA capability, and that provides more than 30 times with vector compared to scalar, and another 10x if you use matrix other than vector. And we did specific jobs to optimize for large language models, and right now it runs Qianwen and the DeepSeek very well. So today we're happy to announce that we will work with Xiangshan for open source and to explore the high performance architecture and to benefit the community for what we have done for the C910. We'll also partner with Zhihe Compute to deliver the world's first RISC-V CPU that will be in mass production in Alibaba Cloud. The C930 has been configured to work smoothly with Ncore 3.7 from Arteris, and we have completed the design and verification with Ncore, and also the FlexNoC to have the interconnect working with CPU as one platform, so everybody can adopt it as an out-of-box solution, and we believe that will pave the way for a faster adoption for RISC-V. We're also glad that we'll, as Andrea announced, work with Canonical for an integrated Ubuntu experience for XuanTie products. And bucket by Canonical, who have long-term support and their regional security, we believe will provide a reliable and ready-to-use platform for all the users. And because we also align with the RBA23 standard and proof profile, so we will improve portability from hardware design and further advance RISC-V ecosystem grow and have more accessibility. Besides that, we also work closely with EPCC and BSC for supercompute benchmark evaluation. And we wanted to explore what RISC-V needs to do in order to better serve the supercomputing market. So all the progress right now seems fit into this block diagram perfectly. and we'll welcome more ecosystem partners to join our journey and create something disruptive. Now we have very powerful general purpose CPU. But if you remember in that engineering block diagram, there's a very important feedback path from the top. So in the past 2 years, what we have been hearing from the market is people are screaming for, give us more flexibility. We need to do some differentiated products. And these vertical market demands cannot be fulfilled by the general computing that we mentioned. It needs some kind of acceleration in order to penetrate the vertical market. We now proudly announce that XuanTie to release the Flex-C series in order to address all these needs, and customers can now do their best in their market. And we believe this kind of acceleration not only includes AI is just a start, but it will be more than that. Actually, for anything that needs a particular performance improvement in a niche market, we'll have this demand, and we'll have the Flex-C series accepted and try to help the customers. The Flex-C series actually provide the model, the development environment, the tool chain to let customer analyze, change, and verify, and use the software tool to optimize and do their customization. The port is unified across platform, which can make customer be able to maintain their own DSA, what we call the plant, and don't have to worry about the planter and the greenhouse. Collected data from 2 alpha customers that we have right now show the performance regarding to the application can be significantly boosted, up to 10x. And this is truly an endorsement for RISC-V to be able to be flexible, and it can advance certain particular applications. So from time to time, customers talk about they want to actually scale the general purpose CPU and still be able to plant their DSA into a more powerful platform. And on the roadmap, what we plan to do is to expand from Flex-C series to E, which is embedded, and R, which is real-time and reliability products. And we'll have customers maintain their own DSA while be able to do fully compatible to all the CPU families. Well, NVIDIA wants to accelerate everything. What our goal is to power the accelerators everywhere, and it's defined by the customer. Through what we have done so far, you probably already noticed that the Alibaba team never has to go to do everything by ourselves. We rely on our partners and ecosystems, and we really believe in collaboration. Wujian Alliance is our practice to sharpen, inclusive, and create a synergetic ecosystem for silicon innovation. We invited IP partners like Synopsys, Cadence, Imagination to build an integrated platform that has I/O, interconnects, memory, security, and etc. And we want to have this platform to be available for the customers to quickly adopt it and do their innovation on top of it. So customers not only are licensing CPU IP, instead they are having a platform. And we also work with tools, operating systems, and solution partners to pack a lot of software on top of the hardware. And most importantly, we leverage what Alibaba's internal ecosystem and influence the end customers like Youdao or Haier to adopt the RISC-V solution, so that by push the technology and pulling the demand, we'll be able to create a new business model, so that everybody can do what is specialized, and everyone together can broaden the market of RISC-V, make it creative and thrive, and gain from there. Thanks for listening.